YouTube, Troy, the full setup here, back with another video today, and today we are finally going to add the window panel to my Cit Barricade case mod. Anyone that's been watching the channel, you'd see that I've showed you a video with regards to spray painting, and then I uploaded a video last week to do the front panel. So if you haven't seen that and you like these videos, please subscribe, go over and watch it, and if you have subscribed, big up. Right, in this video, it's going to be a bit like the front panel one. I'm not going to show the full cutting method, I'm just going to talk you through it. Basically, all the things that you could come into, all the problems that arise, because every case is different. So hopefully you can take all the information from this video and make a decision. I'm also going to put links in the description for different cutting methods and different tools used in regards to cutting the hole out and Perspex as well. So first things first, let's get down to cutting out the hole. Right, so before we cut any holes, you want to have a really good look around it and you want to mark it up. This is one of the other panels, and here I've just used some decorator's tape and then I've squared off some lines. But then I decided I wanted it to be all of this sort of area. You also want to have a good look around the back around the panel as well, because this is where I had the issue. I measured that, everything was fine. I measured up here, didn't look around the back, and there's a couple of issues we come into. And I have got the cut out version here. I'll try not to show it away too much. And as you can see, I've got like this lip here. This I've had to bend all up so I can get the Perspex in. Also, I've cut this one too close, because what you have is the borderline, the limit on the case. Okay, so I thought I'd bring you in for a closer look, and then this is what I meant about where your limit can be. See, that's the maximum limit that I can cut to, because I have to put this panel on and I have to slide it on, and for it not to interfere with the case. And I knew that wasn't going to be enough to hold the Perspex, which means I had to go a bit over that. So what I then I figured out, so what I'm going to have to do is put this on at a bit of angle. Hopefully there's some better videos to show those 2 points there. Which meant I had to then fold these two down. So if you do go a little bit too much and you're having issues with getting it on, you just need to fold a couple of these out the way. And lucky, because it's a small scale case, it still fits on really nice. But yeah, this is the issue. It's this indentation here which has caused me the real issue. If you've got a flat panel, you'd be really fine with this and it shouldn't cause any issues. So now that you've got everything marked up, we need to get down to the cutting process. And there's 3 processes I'm going to talk to you about today, and I will hopefully, as said earlier, find all the videos and put them in the description for you. Now, the first method you see a lot of people using on YouTube is the jigsaw method, which is going to include drilling some holes in somewhere and then cutting it with the jigsaw, and you can make a jig because a jigsaw has a guide on it. Issue is, when you have a panel like this that's got something popping out, you can't put a jig on that. You have to do the whole thing freehand with a jigsaw, and cases like this, they're absolutely tin things. So the jigsaw is really going to pull through it. I think it might be a method you might find harder. But saying that, with a jigsaw, you can go online, you can actually get pre-made kits that have like a barrier for your window and stuff as well. But yeah, for me, for cases like this, I would not use a jigsaw. But if you want to use it, go ahead. So the next method is using a fine saw. And what a fine saw is, it's like a, I'll try and get a video, it's like a reciprocating saw. So it just sends the blade backwards and forwards like that. And that was originally what I wanted to do, except I didn't want to spend £100 on a fine saw to put a window in a case that's supposed to be a cheap build, cheap mod. Yeah, then the whole window's cost me more than a premium case would. So that's the reason I didn't use that, but you can get a real nice straight edge. And talking of straight edge leads me on to the third method, which is what I use. And you can use this as well with a fine saw, is to use an angle grinder, which cuts through this like absolute butter. You can get a thin disc for about £1. You probably know one of your friends might have an angle grinder. If not, they're not that expensive to buy or rent out. The only thing I would say about using an angle grinder is, yeah, if you're confident to do it freehand. I used to fit a lot of solar panels. I used to use an angle grinder daily, so I was happy to do it freehand. But if you want to use it with a guide, I'm going to put a metal in. So you'd put like a piece of metal across here, and then you can use that as a guide, which will keep a straight edge. But this is what I want to say, right? What I'm doing here is a square cutout. So if you're using the angle grinder or the fine saw method, the method that I recommend to use, you want to start with either the horizontal or the vertical edges and do both of them. And the reason for this is, so you cut up this side and you get it absolutely perfect. You cut up this side and you go a mil or 2 over. You can then correct that on this side and cut out in between. And also, if you just nick it, because that's what I've done on mine as well, I just nicked it slightly, you can just put some super glue, some filler in it, sand it down, and you can spray paint all over it. So that's cutting methods. I'm really sorry I haven't got anything to show you how to cut it out today. But you know, this would have been a really long video, and just getting the tools in time, it wasn't viable. So there we go, there's cutting, there's some methods for you to take away and think about. So you've decided what method you want to cut it with. You've hopefully done a bit of a better job than I have. You took my tips, things to look out for into account, and then you've got your hole. Right, we've got the hole. So the first thing you want to do, I had this in my hand earlier, is the first thing you want to do is file it down. And before you buy a file, I was like, wicked, £2 diamond file off eBay, look at the size of it. It took me ages to file this down. But you want to file it down and give it a clean edge. And that means now you've done all this done, give it a good wipe, and you're ready to put the Perspex on. Of course, before you put the Perspex on, you want to spray it, but I've already sprayed it. I just don't want to show you it yet. It's satin white. We know what colour it's going to be. It's going to be white, but I just don't want to show you yet. So let's talk about Perspex. So, deciding Perspex, I recommend you go for something about 3mm thick. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't bend. If you've got a bigger span, you might want something a bit thicker. But if you want to go completely clear, that's fine. But if you're looking at tinted Perspex, this is what you want to look out for. This is what you really want to look out for. Do not buy, and I'm back, do not buy translucent Perspex. Translucent Perspex is not going to let light through. It's just sort of see-through. What you want is tinted. You want smoked Perspex. And this is what I recommend. I've got lights on it already in here. I'll show you the case in a minute when we put the window on. What I recommend is, don't go for the darkest one, go for a medium tint. Unless you've got white. If you've got a white case on the inside, go for a dark tint, because if you go for the medium one, when the lights are off anyway, and because it's tinted, it makes it darker on the inside. So I'd go for a medium tint. And the next thing, cutting Perspex. You want to cut it with a Stanley knife. I will put a video in the description. You want to mark up your line, score it, and score it really good, because my Stanley knife was blunt. And look at those edges, they're not very good, but Perspex is cheap, so if you mess it up, buy another sheet. And be careful. I would wear gloves actually, because I did cut myself quite badly doing this, and that's why we didn't make YouTube videos for a few weeks. So there we go. There's Perspex. Next thing you need to do is get it stuck down. Oh, I can't wait. I just want to get this window done. Where is it? It's over here. Let me get up. So to stick it down, what you want to use is, it's like iPhone tape. It's 3M double-sided repair tape. Don't buy the tape that's 1mm thick, because I bought that first and it is really thick. It will leave an edge and then you'll get dusting. So you want to get this stuff, you can get it in a big reel. And I normally do cover that up when I put it away, because bits of fluff will get stuck to it. But if you just write in like iPhone repair tape, iPhone 3M tape, they sell it in big rolls, smartphone tape. There you go. And then you want to stick that on. So right, let's get this Perspex put on. Okay, so first I want to peel off all the top layers of my tape. Now I'm going to line the Perspex up and stick it in. And this is what I was saying earlier, this is why you've got to measure, because I've had to bend this piece of metal up just so I can slide this in. Let's just see if it's all in place where I want it. Just want to get this corner out a little bit. That's already pretty well stuck, so it's going to have to stay there. I'm just going to put something heavy on that, leave it for an hour or so, and then we're going to finally show you what it looks like and all the new mods I've got inside my PC. So finally it's done. There's been a lot of love, sweat, blood, tears, everything's gone into this, and you can see it looks absolutely fantastic. This Cit Barricade case, this case cost me £18. It's now finished in a high gloss black with the satin white as well finish. And you can see from the Perspex, like I said about a light Perspex, seems rather dark here because everything with all the black internals. I've also added to the bottom a white GeForce GTX logo, which I absolutely love. And next, let's put the lights on. So there we go. There's an NZXT 1 meter white LED lighting kit. That's on full power, and I think it lights it up really well. I've also sprayed my rear Arctic F8 fan in white, and I've also sprayed one of my HyperX dims in white as well to give it a really good look. And then added some Bitfenif Spectre Pros as well, 220mm intake. So yeah, it's done. Absolutely love it. Would I do it again? Yeah, but would I do it anytime soon? No, 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 no. It takes a lot of effort. You've really got to take your time. But thanks everyone for watching. Sorry it's been a long video, but if you love these videos, even if you just like them a little bit, please subscribe, share them about. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.